Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to this week's Momentum Talk. What we're going to do, I'm out hanging out in the barn today. Got the sunlight blasting. That's what that is. Let me see if I can shift over a little bit. Fantastic. That makes it a little bit better. What we're going to go over today, doing it a little bit earlier than usual. Why? Because packed out evening. So wanted to get this out to you guys. You can watch it at any point that you want today. The topic we're going over is surviving the holidays and making it work for you, okay? And that's the most important thing we want to do. We want to make sure that you can go through the holidays, the next 5 weeks, and have the results that you want. Not get to January 2nd and be like, wow, like this kind of stinks. I'm up a couple pounds. My pants don't fit that great. Felt like I have been standing still or going backwards. That's a horrible place to be and not really good place to feel. So I lined up a couple different things that we want to go over through and talk through today to make sure that we're getting you organized, focused, and detailed into what we need to do for the next couple weeks. Okay, so as we go through this, obviously we're talking about food and fitness. First up, we're going to talk a little bit about food. Okay, so we want to make sure that you're eating food, right? But we want to make sure we want to eat the right food. So we're going to go through what that's going to look like. A couple key tips and strategies we want to go over first is we have two different ways that we can approach the very first meal of the day. Okay, one is to skip breakfast, or second one is to do that intermittent fasting, or not skip breakfast, or approach it with the intermittent fasting protocol in mind. Okay, big reason here is if you eat breakfast, it can get your day started off and get you moving, get that metabolism fired up right away. If we go with the intermittent fasting, save calories for later in the day, you can do that as well. You first really want to decide what you're doing and stick with it, okay? So for me, I'm going to be fasting for the better part of the days so that I'm saving a lot of my calories for the big meal. Fortunately, this year I only have one. A couple of you have multiple ones that you're even doing on multiple days, and so you really have to be key concern about that. Secondly, having your meals regularly throughout the day is going to help keep your body full, sustained, and you really have to just focus on not overboarding it at that big Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever meal that you're going to be going to. When you're going throughout the days, the big meals that we want to focus on are going to be your protein and vegetable type meals. These are going to be filling. It's going to get our protein needs met. It's going to get us the calories that we need as well to get you moving in the right direction, while the least amount of calories that we can eat for the most amount of food. Okay, ideally that's what you're going to want to do, is fill yourself up on those type of foods, so that protein and vegetable combination is going to be a winner. A very thermic meal. It's going to be heat producing, metabolism producing, and good for you. Okay. Couple things here. We're coming up through the next 5 weeks. Going to be kind of brutal for some of you, being in the office and whatnot, work, family, friends, all these get-togethers. And one thing we really want to pay attention to is the New Year's resolution, and knowing that all of us as a whole are just going to be foregoing that. Okay, we don't need New Year's resolutions. We don't need any of that, so we don't need to wait. That's what most people do. They'll put off for the next 5 weeks and just kind of hang out and chill and be cool and drink and do whatever they need to get to the end, and it will ultimately leave them frustrated and overwhelmed and dissatisfied with their progress. Okay, so that's something we do not want. You never have to wait. Every single meal, every single day is an opportunity for you to step forward in the right direction. All right, we want to keep to your routine. Okay, and that's going to go into scheduling out your routine for the week. That's going to be laying it out in a 4-week block. If that's something that you want to do with me and kind of coordinate. Hey, Brian, I need to schedule these workouts on these type of days. Then let's do it. Okay, let's make that happen so that you are making the best choices. You already have it pre-planned out, and you're ready to take the action that you need. Okay. We want to set the goals right now, not wait for them to happen. If we set positive, strong goals that are going to get us in moving in the direction that we want, then guess what? We will be moving in that direction. And that's exactly the focus that we want, okay? So small goals every day. So think of a baseball analogy, hitting singles. We don't have to hit home runs, and that's what a lot of people try and do. They're going to try and make up for their big party blowout, and that's not going to be a great thing for them to do, okay? So we want to make sure that you are winning and doing the best you can with that. Secondly, we got to make sure that the goals are attainable, okay? By doing the goals day in, day out, we're going to be able to move in the right direction, and that's going to keep us in the short term focus of what we want to attain. Now, prioritizing your fitness and nutrition is just as important as prioritizing who you're going to's house, which way, and when. If you need to cut out a little sleep, we might have to do that to make some things happen if you have a busy day. But ultimately, if we can get away with just squeezing it in, prioritizing, making it part of your schedule, we all know that what gets scheduled gets done, and that's something we want to know. Now, as far as prioritizing, the bigger the party, maybe the bigger the workout you have, so that we can create that caloric deficit through exercise, and that'll be a good thing for you. So move, 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 work hard, work hard, work hard, and get rid of a lot of calories. And whether that's a very cardio-driven workout or a circuit, a weight circuit one, I would definitely work on that. So what happens, even if you overeat, you've created a big enough of a deficit in your workout to fill that, so that the next day we're not necessarily adding fat. We might be adding water, and you might not feel as great as you did because you overate, but it's not going to be a complete and total wash and reversal of what you've been up to. Now, next up is all best laid plans of mice and men often go astray, right? So we want to come up with a plan B. A plan B being coming up with you had the workout plan for the gym, you're ready to get going, you had your workout clothes with you, because if you traveled, then you definitely need to be packing workout clothes and taking with you, knowing that your day is going to be pretty busy. So what time of day is going to be best for you to do it? And I promise you that probably before 9 o'clock is going to be your best bet to get the workout in. All right. As far as plan B, super easy off the top idea that I would love for you to do is going to be 10 to 15 minutes of 10 squats, 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups, a simple classic workout that we did with you on day one that gets you moving, gets your heart rate up, keeps you going for that duration, okay? You can even get into it without warming up, and that would be just as fantastic. Make sure that you did something to check off the fitness box for the day, okay? So that goes with that. Hitting the gym, doing HIIT style cardio, doing HIIT type weight circuits where you're moving heavy weight and doing it often is going to be a really good thing for you to do as well. Now, choose food wisely. Kind of hit some nutrition strategies here. We want to go in with a plan, a strategy that you can get through the day, through the week, through the month, the holidays, without adding undue stress to you while you're doing it, and then also while you are post holidays. We don't want that holiday regret going on, okay? We want to be fulfilled and enjoy the process and not necessarily denying yourself. So that goes into planning out, prioritizing, and strategizing what you're going to do. Now, ultimately, we always want to fill up on veggies and protein first, okay? So you really want to kind of take your time, look at your options, evaluate what's going to be the best strategy while allowing you to have some of these every once in a while type foods, like say sweet potato casserole or something, hopefully without the marshmallows and stuff on top, brown sugar and all, but or that slice of pie, maybe you could have a couple bites of it and still get away with it. Now, we want to be smart about your choices. Know that raw vegetables first. If you have an appetizer, platter there. It's going to be the easiest thing. Have a couple pieces of broccoli going, and I'm going to have a couple pieces of broccoli, a couple carrots, a couple cucumbers, a couple tomatoes, have a glass of water, then get to my alcohol, and then get to my main course. And by the time that main course comes, which that will be enough time. They say that it takes about 20 minutes for your mind and your stomach to kind of talk and connect. So eating slowly is going to be a great way to use the time to help fill up as well. So if you have some pre-game stuff in terms of appetizers, try and hit that lean protein vegetables to get you on your way, and move into doing the main lean courses that you want, and then having maybe a spoonful or two of the most desirable things that you want to enjoy. Okay, portion control is going to be next. We want to make sure that you are picking first a smaller plate. Okay, so if you have a smaller plate, less is more in this case. Okay, so you're going to give the appearance, and we're very visual people, so you're going to be visually seeing that you can have a full plate, and by the time you get done with that plate, you might think, wow, I'm actually done. I'm pretty content with what is on my plate and how much I've eaten in that. Unless you get a large plate and then you're filling yourself up, not gonna be a good thing. Okay, so less is more in that, and we've gone over beating it to death, getting lean proteins first. So there's 3 type of categories. I think I posted the plate inside the group. What you're looking for is the first category is the lean protein: turkey, ham, maybe some deviled eggs, duck, goose, or your traditional holiday meats. We're looking for 1 to 2 portions of that, maybe some pork tenderloin, beef tenderloin as well. Look for like 1 to 2 pieces of that. Category 2 is going to be vegetables. Okay, we're looking to fill up on those fibrous vegetables, right? Unlimited salad and unlimited greens is going to fill you up and create take up a lot of space in your stomach, which will then keep you limited to the third category of vegetables, which is your typical higher on the glycemic index, things like potatoes, yams, sweet potatoes, rice, things like that. Okay. Ideally, we want to look to stay away from sauces and definitely the pies or cakes or desserts. Okay, those are just tons and tons of extra calories that you don't necessarily need to get what you want. Okay, so we want to make sure that we're watching that as well. All right. Always, you don't ever have to finish the plate. Okay, remember that you don't have to finish the plate. You can leave it for seconds later in the day, or just not eat it. And if you have kids and all that stuff, don't feel compelled to finish their plates. Okay. What we need to do about desserts, we want to look at desserts, and you're going to find the most enjoyment, most fulfillment in the first few bites. Okay. So know that like 2 or 3 bites of a piece of apple pie or pecan, that's my favorite, is going to go pretty far. After you get like 6, 7, 8 in, guess what? Like, chances are that need for that food is gone, and you're just eating it to eat it in that sense. Okay, so you don't ever have to finish dessert, and know that the first few bites are going to be the most powerful. Hydration, water. Okay, easiest thing: show up, chug a big glass of water, drink a big bottle of water on the way in. That's going to allow you to start that filling up of the stomach process and get you full faster. So this is one easy no-brainer option for you to do. Second is drink a glass of water before your largest meal. Okay, so if you have appetite, you drink water, have your appetizers, drink another water, have your main course. That timing, like you said, that 20 minutes of time is going to allow you to feel full longer, and that's going to leave less room for your stomach to fill up. Okay, so water is going to be an important part of the strategy that you want to take. Next up is going to be alcohol. Alcohol is You need it for your family, you need it for fun, you need it for social engagement, stuff like that. Do you want to know what the use of alcohol is? Is it just pure enjoyment? You trying to escape something, or how alcohol is going to actually get used? Now, note that it has more calories, 7 calories per gram, than protein and carbs, which have 4 calories per gram. So note that. Um, Alcohol can add up very quickly. Okay, it's a priority nutrient, meaning that the body will prioritize using alcohol first before anything else. So any fat burning type of process that's going on in the body, as soon as you get alcohol into the body, it kills the fat burning process instantly and starts processing the alcohol through the liver and all that stuff. So we want to make sure that you think twice about when you're going through your multiple different glasses. Now, a simple strategy with water to alcohol, you probably know it, is just trading one for one. Glass of water, glass of alcohol, glass of water, glass of alcohol. Okay, and that'll help reduce the overall amount. You can still enjoy yourself, but again, we're just talking about strategy and how to maximize that. Now, I wanted to kind of point out a couple of things about alcohol, and calories do count there. About 4 ounces of wine is going to be about 85 calories, regardless of red or white. For about 12 ounces of beer, you're looking for about 150 calories for your typical lagers. But if you get your crafts, you can be looking at 250 to 500, depending on the size. For your fruity drinks and your specialty like margaritas and daiquiris, we're looking at like 200 to 300, and martinis can range up to like 500 calories. So you really have to be careful, because that could be like a quarter to half to a quarter or third of your day in terms of just one drink, and that in itself will cause a ripple effect big time. Now, talking about food, on a side note, we can look at digestive enzymes. Okay, if something you have never looked at or thought about, it's digestive enzymes allow your stomach and your digestive tract to aid in the digestion process. Now, amylase helps break down starches into the sugar molecules. We got protease, which breaks protein down into amino acids, and we have lipase that breaks down fat into fatty acids. Okay. Now, these are all seen in digestive enzyme vitamins and pills and whatnot that you can find at your superfood store. What causes the need for maybe some of these, and where we have a little deficiency in the overall digestion, would be low-grade inflammation caused from in the digestive tract, caused from sugar, possible food allergies. Sugar creates inflammation in the body, so it's important to get away from that and get rid of it. What's up, dude? Hi. I'm on a live video here, so I'll get with you shortly. Then aging, and then we also have chronic stress. Okay, so aging naturally causes issues with our digestion and absorption of nutrients from the food that we eat. And lastly, chronic stress. Some of you know what that is. I've experienced it myself, and chronic stress is not a good thing in the long term. Okay, so herbal, one offshoot here, herb fenugreek is an easy way to get glucose. It works with glucose, and it helps deal with the body to help with insulin and deal with elevated blood sugar. So that might be something you want to look into as well. Three more things. One being the life of the party. Okay, if you're out talking, moving, working the floor, then chances are you're going to be occupied with socializing, engaging with others, rather than eating and drinking. So that could be a strong focus for you to kind of hone in on and glue in on. Secondly, we talk about one of the biggest offenders that can destroy your fitness goals, and that's going to be the office cupcake lady. Okay, the person or people who bring in the food, the things that you don't want to be eating, and that are totally going to ruin your day. So what I suggest here is the proximity defense. Okay, and that simply is you avoiding that room at all costs. Go away from it. Make alternative routes to get to that. Avoid it at all costs. Don't like and avoid coworkers who will either invite you or talk negatively to you about it all. Those are not cool. Not going to work really well for you. Okay, so that's the proximity defense against the office. I mean, you know it. You know it's going to be full of issues and whatnot. So that's something that we need to do. Lastly, dealing with stress. We have stress with travel, stress with the weather, family, other ongoings, and then we need to focus on relaxing, resting, getting enough sleep. Note that if you kind of trip up on your food, then you got the next day or the day before to kind of plan it out. So like the 3 days before Thanksgiving, I'd just eaten a very much of a caloric deficit, knowing that Thanksgiving is coming, so I can overshoot that and not be too far out of energy balance for the total cost of the week, and knowing that Friday and Saturday I can just get right back on track and get to it, so it won't be that stressful, it won't be that big of a deal. As far as training goes, we want to make sure that we are hitting the meals, hitting the sessions as best we can. If we skip out, I gave you a quick 10-minute workout that you can do to help kind of make up for that. And note that long term, it's not going to be the big issue. Secondly, note that your overall priority is about your health, and that's something that you are going to be focusing on in here in the next couple of weeks and months and whatnot. So it's a long-term lifestyle design here and behaviors that we're trying to change. And so Thanksgiving or Christmas, whatever, is okay to kind of not necessarily look through, but go from there. Getting to sleep, that's going to allow you to make better choices, going to allow you to work through the stress. And so that is obviously a big thing for you to do. So one last thing we can do is two things, like plan a massage throughout that, nice relaxing full body massage to kind of get you relaxed. Read a book, one of your favorites. You'll have a little bit more time on your hands, so you can actually just plan that out and make sure that you get that in your day. So those are a couple of different key things. So kind of wrapped up with your food, your fitness, stress, all those things. Those are important things that we want to work on and focus on here in this holiday. If you have any questions or need help or focus in on how to make your specific holidays better, let me know. But we both know that more exercise, or at least planned exercise, planned execution of nutrition is going to be positive and keep you moving in the right direction. So hope you enjoyed this holiday fitness survival guide, and best of luck to you. I know you can do it. I know you can get it going on and do well.